Yippee-ki-yay, gone are the days. Alright, they're playing with Jimmy and Tom. Yippee-ki-yay, gone are the days. Living and being with Daddy and Mom. They have the old records of Hoppy and Gene. They've got that country feeling, you know what I mean. Every time I hear.
Hello, welcome to It Takes a Village. Who's in Santa Barbara? What's in Santa Barbara? What are our resources and what's needed? We are thrilled today to have Mary Sheldon with us. She is the owner of Tecolote Bookstore. And hello, Mary, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good,
Thank you.
good.
Thank you for coming.
You're very, very welcome. So, tell me, you have owned Tecolote Bookstore for quite a while.
I've owned it for about 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a partner, Herb Simon,
Mm-hmm.
and we bought the bookstore from Peggy Dent
Mm-hmm.
about 8 years ago. I had worked for her for about 18 years, somewhere in there.
Wow.
Managing the store.
How
And
fun.
she wanted to get out of the book business,
Uh-huh.
and so she offered to sell it to me.
Oh, that's great.
And
18 years?
And I contacted Herb, and
Uh-huh.
we decided it would be a go.
Wow.
And
What
so
fun.
I've been here for over 20 years.
Yeah, that's great. And what a location. So this is Upper Village, Montecito.
Upper Village, Montecito.
Yeah, nice, nice. Well, tell me about some of your books or what's going on.
Well, we're a general bookstore,
Mm-hmm.
which means we have all new books, no
Uh-huh.
used books.
Uh-huh.
I do order used books for people
Mhm.
if they're out of print.
Mm-hmm.
That's a service we offer. And we have a good selection of children's books.
Mm-hmm.
We're not too heavy in the science fiction section because the people that shop here don't seem to buy that too much, but I'm
Mhm.
always willing to order whatever
Mhm.
anybody wants.
Mm-hmm.
And usually we can get it in just a few days.
That's
And there's no
great.
charge for that.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of gift wrapping for
Mhm.
people, and we deliver if people need that.
Wow, that's nice.
And that's about, that's what you do in a bookstore.
Range of
you sell books.
services. Right, right. Well, tell me any stories that have gone on. Have you done book signings and
We do book
like
signings.
That?
I try and support local authors
Mm-hmm.
because even though writing a book and getting it printed is far easier now than
Mhm.
it used to be,
Mm-hmm.
there's a problem with distribution. And
Mm-hmm.
that's getting it out to the public, getting
Mhm.
it in the bookstores. The big companies,
Mhm.
of course, have that down pat. But
Mhm.
if you're doing it by yourself, it's a little bit
Mhm.
difficult. So I try and give the local authors a place to display their books and to sell them. And
That's
one thing
great.
I tell them is I say, let's do a book signing, and then we'll have the book in the store, and you can stop giving it away to people that ask you. I say,
Yes, send them here.
You've got an investment in this, and you need to
Yes.
recoup some of it.
Right.
So, and we
Yeah.
just, there's about hour-long bookstores, book signings,
Mm-hmm.
and we like to have them outside sometimes because we have such a pretty venue here.
This is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
And we have plenty of
location.
parking.
Yes, that's good too. So as far as publishing, there's kind of a lot of different things going on. Self-publishing. I think we were at Book Shepherd, and I think that's a person who helps someone who has their book substantially ready, I think, needs editing.
Yes, and I do encourage people to get their publication edited because
Mhm.
that's so important.
Mhm.
And usually people that do the editing know how to get things printed
Mhm.
and know a little bit about what they have to do to get it in bookstores
Mhm.
or what they need to have on the book.
Right.
to get it
There's
into
kind
a
of
bookstore.
licensing and
That
stuff
sort
like
of thing.
that.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. Wow. This is a perfect place to have a book signing. It's really great.
We've had some pretty wild parties.
Good, good. So you probably, let's see, I can see from here, games, humor, biography, history, new fiction, mystery, young adult. I bet you have poetry somewhere.
Poetry's right there.
Aha.
By the cats.
Excellent.
We do sell a lot of history and biography.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two very
Really?
strong sections.
Wow.
And fiction, of course. People
Mm-hmm.
still love fiction.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of people that love to read thrillers.
Mm.
So I read all the thrillers. I more or less vet
They can
things
consult
for
with
people.
you.
And they do.
Yes.
But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's so nice to find a new author
Mhm.
or one that I'm not familiar with
Yeah,
who's written
Yeah.
a lot of good books.
Yeah.
And then I can
that's great.
pass that information on
Right,
to my
right.
customers.
Well, I love supporting local authors. That's really important. I think Santa Barbara's pretty good about supporting local people, like, you know, screenwriters
Mhm.
and different
Yes.
things. And of course, the film festival has a lot of Santa Barbara people there. Let's see. What are some of your favorite books about now?
Well, I could show you some that we
Show me
just
some
got
books.
and that I've just read that I think
Okay.
people might like. I just happen
You,
to have them right
you just
here.
happen to have them right
Yes.
there. You probably read quite a bit, I assume.
You know, people ask me that all the time, and I read approximately 2 books a week. Sometimes more, sometimes less. It just
Uh-huh.
depends on what the book is and, you know,
Mhm.
how good it is.
Uh-huh.
This is a new thriller. This author, Greg Hurwitz,
Mm-hmm.
has written a lot of books, but this is the one that I've read, and it's called Orphan X, and it's really very, very good. And I'll show you what most people on television do when they have a book. They'll go, and then this is the book, and then people come in and say, there was a book
There's a
on
book with a hand
Good Morning
on it.
America, and I don't know, and I say, yeah, did they go like this? So I'm trying not to cover the title or
Okay,
anything.
Greg
Hurwitz.
Hurwitz.
That's good. And then a favorite of a lot of people around here is Alex Berenson,
Mhm.
and he's got a new one called Wolves,
Hmm.
and I'm reading that
Sounds
right
a little
now.
scary.
Oh, they are. They're wonderfully scary.
Wonderfully scary.
So those are the 2 fictions. Well, not the
Uh-huh.
2 fictions. This is another one. For people that like to read dishy things, this is
Mhm.
about Manhattan.
Oh.
Time of Andy Warhol and Truman Capote and all that. It's a novel, but
Uh-huh.
it's based on fact.
Yeah. Let me say, what's the name of it?
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Swans of Fifth Avenue
Swans of Fifth Avenue by
Melanie Benjamin.
That sounds great.
And I do have to look at titles and authors. I don't remember all of them.
Of course, there's so many.
And people that like Bill Bryson, who writes travel books,
Uh-huh.
wonderful travel books.
Uh-huh.
This is his new one. Bill Bryson's The Road to Little Dribbling. And it's about going back to England. He originally lived in England for quite a while. He's an
Mhm.
American.
Mm-hmm.
But he lived in England, and this is about going back and seeing all the changes.
Mm. Neat. Interesting.
And
Wow.
so those are just
Those
some
are
of the books
great.
that are good now and
Mhm.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And but we've been around a long time,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it's fun to look back and see what might have been a bestseller when Tecolote first opened, and that was in 1925.
Wow. In this location?
No, we were down in El Paseo,
Oh, I love El
and
Paseo too.
ended up the last Tecolote. They moved around in El
Mhm.
Paseo a bit, but the last Tecolote was in the De La Guerra Adobe, which is now the museum.
Wow.
And they opened this store in Montecito in the early 60s when this shopping center was built,
Mm.
and then closed the store in El Paseo in the mid 70s. And so this has been here for 50 years at least.
Wow.
In this
Amazing.
location.
Yeah.
But we're going into our 91st year of business. And
Incredible.
a few people have owned it, but
Mhm.
not that many. because book selling is such a rewarding business to be in. It's such a positive thing.
So you love the books, and then the people are all excited to read them, and so it's really win-win or something
It
like
is.
that.
It's win-win. and we always tell people when we twist their arm about buying a book, they're kind of hesitant. We say, no, get it, you'll love it. We say, and if you don't, you can bring it back.
You're kidding. Oh my goodness, that's pretty nice.
That's only if you if you really don't like it.
Yeah.
Because we want people to be pleased with what they have. And I know how much book reading means to me, and how much it means to Penny McCall, who works with me. And we just want people to have a good book to read.
Yeah.
Because we can bring them back. I tease people, I say, a lot of these books are used. Penny and I have read them.
That's great. Wow.
But Penny has a long, she's a librarian. She has her
really?
librarian's degree.
Wow.
But she worked at the art museum for about 20 years in their shop. And so
that's a cute
and
shop.
she has kept a book journal since she could begin to read, I think.
Really? A book journal meaning
she writes
talks
down the
about
names, the titles,
Wow.
and the authors, and maybe even a little short thing about it. And she has her
Interesting. I've never
mother's
heard of
journals that go back even farther than that.
I've never heard of that.
I don't do it. I tried to do it, but I just don't do
Yeah.
it. I think my bookshelves are my journal.
Yeah.
Well, the bookstore is my journal.
Boy. Do you find yourself during the day sometimes just sitting down and reading and no, you have to
You
work.
can't do that. People think you can do that in a bookstore. We can page through maybe one of the coffee table type books or a cookbook just to see what it's about, see the quality of it and everything like that. But no, you just
keep doing.
It's kind of hard. Although sometimes Penny and I will read children's books to each other after 5 o'clock.
That's fun.
We're open until
Wow.
5:30, but once the post office closes across the street, the traffic slows down.
Right. Yeah.
So that is fun. It's fun to do that.
Hmm.
And if anybody's here, they can sit down and listen to.
Yeah. Wow. Hmm. So a typical day, you're here, and it's more busy when the post is going. I know the post is a really busy place.
The post office is a busy place. There are banks around. The Upper Village, I always tell people the Upper Village is where Montecito shops. Because we have a hardware store and a grocery store and the banks and a couple of restaurants and what else?
Package sending or something.
Some nice just shops.
Yeah.
Imagine's one of the nice shops and that sort of thing. And yes, Mary Ortega has a Montecito Executive, which does shipping and has private mailboxes.
Yeah.
So it is, and a cleaners, that's important. So it is a village, and it's where the people shop.
Yeah, yeah. It's amazing for a little really beautiful horseshoe what amount of things are here without looking crowded, or because I think there's so much parking somehow.
There is a lot of parking.
Yeah.
Parking is never a problem.
Yeah, that's great. Wow. So do you have any book signing coming up at this time, or not at the moment?
Not right now.
Okay, so if a local author has something hot off the press, they might come in or call you.
Give me a call and
give
I'll
you a
talk to
chat.
them, and we'll see if they want to do it.
Maybe you'll read the book and see.
Oh, I try, but I don't
Yeah.
always get to it. But,
Wow.
yes, I could fill up a half an hour just talking about the publishing business and how that's changing and how book selling is changing. But I still believe that there are enough people out there that buy books and read real books. They want it in their hand.
That. Yeah, absolutely.
They want to turn the pages.
Yeah.
That I think there's hope for small independent bookstores, or just bookstores in general.
Oh, it just has to be. It has to be.
And I tell people, if we go another 9 years and hit 100, we can open it as a museum.
Yes, yes. You know, something that you told me that I thought was really interesting is that part of your love of books perhaps is that early on you were really read to, and you encourage reading with young children.
I do. I encourage that. My mother was an elementary school teacher, and she read to us every night. And I don't ever remember learning how to read because I think I taught myself. And just following her when she was reading to us.
Wow.
And I think it's terribly important to read to children. It's something that will give them, it gives them the choice to read or not to read. And it makes them see, it's such a positive experience.
Just opens up new worlds.
It does.
It's
And it
beautiful.
increases their vocabulary, and it allows you to spend time with them and choose what you want them to hear instead of what they're watching on television, which isn't always the best.
Right.
And it's just it's a win-win situation.
Yeah, yeah. And Mary, when I think of Montecito and things like that, of course, sometimes I think of celebrities.
Of course.
Has anyone ever come in here of interest? They could be of interest without being a celebrity.
They are of interest without being a celebrity. But yes, we do have celebrities. One of our favorites, of course, was Jonathan Winters, who's no longer with us. He would sit in a chair right across from the cash register, and we'd just sit and talk.
Really?
And it was so
What
amazing
fun.
because the minute someone else came in the store, he was on. He
Really?
was on stage. And yes, Oprah does come in every once in a while.
Really? How
She just
neat.
lives
She
up the
loves
street.
books, huh?
She does love books.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That seems to be the one people are always interested in.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of other people too that are people that make the celebrities. The writers and the
Producers,
directors
yeah.
and the producers and that sort.
Yeah.
And I could name names, but no one would know who they were because they're not well, they
Behind the scene.
they're behind.
But
the
they make it
scenes.
happen.
They do.
Yeah.
And but yeah, we get our share. Of
fun.
course, Penny usually has to tell me who people are because
It's hard to know.
I'm not always as up as she is on the celebrities.
Okay, I see one book in your window that I just love is John Cleese.
John Cleese, yes. Well, John used to come in the store, and it was very nice. He was a lot of fun.
Well, thank you, Mary, so much for making some time for us.
Of course.
And as far as It Takes a Village, we have a wonderful person here with a wonderful resource. And I always say on our get-togethers here that Santa Barbara has many, many resources. We're wealthy, and it's your village. And remember, every night there are some children in Santa Barbara that go to bed hungry. It's your village, and we can take care of that. And thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Bonnie from It Takes a Village. We're here on Ortega and Santa Barbara Street. What have we discovered? It's a Steve Nipper company. Let's go in and check it out. Hi, Steve. How are you?
Hi, Bonnie. I'm great. Thanks for stopping in today.
All right, what's going on around here?
Well, we're here at Soul Wave, where we make people's water better.
All right. And I'll say that you have a pretty good reputation in this town. How did you earn that?
Well, with 23 years of service to the community and doing a good job and standing behind what we do, that's what we've earned.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. And I just want to thank you, Bonnie, for helping us support It Takes a Village. We couldn't be happier.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Take care. And so we learned more about Santa Barbara. We have a company that helps the economy of people because of their prices, and they help your good health with good water. Very, very important. Thank you, Steve Nipper at Soul Wave.
Hi, I'm Chris Jensen from Jen's Guitar and Music Company, and I'm proud to sponsor It Takes a Village. And just so you know where we are, here's my card.
It started out one Saturday night at the Condor. You told me you didn't love me anymore. We started picking up the pace, then much to our disgrace, the bartender said, "Will you all kindly leave?" Ha, ha, yeah, yes, I'm over you. Ha, ha, yeah, yes, I'm over you. Ha, ha, yeah, yes, I'm over you. And I'm thanking God that I'm over you. We went on over to your mom's trailer condo. Pretty soon, a coffee table flew. Well, the neighbors, they called the cops. They made it stop. And then your dog bit off my shoe. Ha, ha, yeah, yes, I'm over you. Ha, ha, yeah, yes, I'm over you. Ha, ha, yeah, yes, I'm over you. And I'm thanking God that I'm over you. Yes, I'm over you. Ha, ha, yeah, yes, I'm over you. Ha, ha, yeah, yes, I'm over you. The moral of the story is there is no moral. I'll leave that to those folks on Fox News. Another man might have been angry, another man might have been blue. Me, I just went out and bought some shoes. Ha, ha, yeah, yes, I'm over you. Ha, ha, yeah, yes, I'm over you. Ha, ha, yeah, yes, I'm over you. I do. And I'm thanking God that I'm over you. got that country feeling. You know what I mean? Henry